Yo, what up, chat? It's your boy Beats. Yo, I just wanted to do a real quick recap on just a couple things. So first one we're gonna do is about BlizzCon. I don't know if you know all the news that came out on BlizzCon, but it's a whole lot. I'm sure you've seen some videos from some of our favorite YouTubers / Twitch streamers. Maybe you got your virtual ticket and you already know everything, but this is just I'm going to do a real brief recap of just kind of what we found out. So obviously my favorite, biggest, most thrilling announcement was Diablo 4. Obviously everybody saw that. Looks like it's going to be a really great game. It looks like they're going to take their time. They didn't even put an announcement of a release date. You know, they announced the first 3 classes, which was a bard, a druid, and a sorceress, and they all look very versatile. The skill trees and the abilities are more Diablo 2 based. If you remember Diablo 2 and the way the skill trees and the abilities worked out there, it also looks like they're gearing the legendaries towards buffing, you know, specific skills. I didn't see that they had announced any sets as far as like, you know, like a 6-piece bonus or a 4-piece, 2-piece bonus or anything. Not saying that they won't. Maybe they did have an announcement. I wasn't physically there. I did not, unfortunately, get a virtual ticket this year, but I saw a lot of the news after the fact. Another couple cool features about D4 that piqued my interest was that there's going to be world bosses, okay? World bosses, so it's going to be, it's not an MMORPG. It's more of like a, you know, small lobby action RPG. I don't SLARPG. I don't know what kind of letters you want to throw on that. So, but it's pretty cool because when you're in the game, you'll be in there, you'll zone in with a lot of other people. I think they set up to 100 people. Again, not in your party specifically, but on a server in that realm area type of thing. Map looks really big. A lot of good stuff on that. You know, the next announcement that obviously piqued my interest was World of Warcraft. We got the Shadowlands coming out. You can watch all that storyline if you go to your battle.net app and look at all the videos for each one of these. Looks super awesome. Obviously, the continuing story with Sylvanas, you know, Arthas and whoever took over his place as Lich King, and she came back and did all that stuff with him. And so it looks pretty awesome as far as the storyline is concerned. Gameplay, they added, oh man, I can't think of the feature they added right now off the top of my head, of course, right? But basically, I don't know if you remember previous expansions where we got garrisons and missions. A covenant, that's what it is, covenant. So you're gonna choose a covenant. I don't know all the vast details of how that plays out, but my recollection of the situation was that it's gonna impact your abilities as a player. You're gonna get a covenant specific ability, meaning whichever covenant you sign up with, everybody will have like a specific ability. I don't know how good, bad, or ugly that would be. Make sure you check that out. That was the coolest stuff I gathered from that. They also said, and I don't know, obviously we don't know how true something is until something really comes out, right? But I heard that they're not going to make it so rep grindy, right? And also with the covenant thing, if you play alts, right, like, you know, every expansion in Warcraft is like, oh man, you grind your main until like forever, right? And then you start to dabble in your alts. But I like to play my alts, you know what I'm saying? And it sounds like they're gonna gear it more towards being able to play multiple characters effectively, and not so much like, hey man, you know, this is your main dude and here's all your side chicks, you know what I'm saying? So I like those features. Those are features I like on Warcraft. Another awesome announcement at BlizzCon was the announcement of Overwatch 2. You know, the big announcement and the big changes with Overwatch 2 is clearly that they're adding PvE into the game, meaning that you're going to be able to play like story modes, and you're going to be able to do some cool, you know, some cool different gameplay with your characters as far as player versus environment, instead of everything being, you know, centrally focused on the PvP, which is obviously still a big thing. They got a new push mode where it's kind of like it's almost like a digital tug of war type game where you got to be on. It's like it's almost like the payload mode, but everybody's got their own, and you get to push the target back and forth. It's kind of like a tug of war mode, if you ask me, based on what I saw. Looks super cool. Also, all the characters in the PvE modes, you'll be able to like level them up, right? And like different characters will get different abilities. For example, Tracer's pulse bomb, when she puts it on a target, it like changes to other people in a proximity. Reinhardt's ground smash, instead of being a front cone like this, it does like a circle AoE. That's just a couple I remember off the top. Oh, Hanzo, his one of his arrows, one of his abilities basically will shoot a target and hit all the targets that's within the vicinity of his I don't know, his arrow. I can't remember the name of it because I'm not a Hanzo main, but the arrow that he shoots that shows where all the players are, anybody that's within that vicinity and he shoots another arrow, it hits all of them that basically could be seen, which is kind of, I don't know, again, it's a PvE ability. Obviously if that was in PvP, we'd all be in a bad situation. Apparently May's getting a cool thing where she turns into like a ball and hits people, which is, kind of cool, I guess. So yeah, that's just a couple things. Again, all three of those games that I mentioned, Diablo 4, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, if you just go to your battle.net, they still got all the videos up. You can obviously go back to the virtual ticket. They're still letting you purchase the virtual ticket if you really want to take a deep dive into all that stuff. I really wish I had a time. I've gotten a promotion at my job now, and I'm super busy, which is a good thing. And I really appreciate all you guys. So this is your boy Beats signing out. Peace.